Good morning, gang. What is today? Thursday morning. Oh, geez, week is chugging along. All right. In the never ending saga that is the United States, things get. Let's put it this way: if it wasn't so sad, it would be funny. Uh, Going into the shenanigans of these soy boys and wannabe protesters think they're, you know, political dissidents, they're leaders, everything. It's just humorous watching some of this stuff. So apparently we've had more takedowns. We had riot police go in on UCLA campus yesterday, last night, I guess 2 o'clock in the morning or somewhere thereabouts, and took out a bunch of the barricades and stuff like that. And then wound up in a standoff against the protesters. And I'm thinking to myself, this is California. Okay? The cops have guns. The cops have riot gear. Why is there any sort of standoff? I mean, this should have been just mow them down. I mean, I'm not talking about with bullets. I'm talking about walk in there, shove them on the ground, grab them with handcuffs, and just start hauling every one of them off in the paddy wagon. There shouldn't be any showdown. I mean, this should have been shoved down. You know, get on the ground. I'm going to beat your ass. Get in the paddy wagon. You're going to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You can call mommy and daddy and see if they've got bail money for you in a couple of years, because that's when we're going to charge you. We're going to treat you just like the people that were on January 6th. Okay. But so where it gets really funny is looking at some of the antics that are being pulled. Apparently at UCLA, the protesters posted a Google Doc of their, and I'll call it this, their menu festo, demanding, okay, that the school provide them vegan and gluten-free food, super bright flashlights with strobe lights, rope and zip ties, helmets, shields, and wood, okay, lotion but no sunscreen, and knee and elbow pads. I'm assuming they're planning on inviting Kamala Harris. I mean, this doesn't sound like a protest. This sounds like they're putting together some BDSM dungeon. It's just absolutely silly for what they're doing. But then again, if you look at pictures of these people that are protesting, I swear every one of them's a virgin. Okay. You'll know what I mean if you look at the pictures. You know, college kids. Okay. But there is hope. Let's put it that way. There was a situation yesterday in North Carolina where the protesters down on UNC's campus decided they were going to take down the American flag. And in its place, and this is on the square at campus, so the main flagpole, and in its place they put up a Palestinian flag. Not that there's an official Palestinian flag, because Palestine ain't a country. Okay? But, you know, whatever made up imaginary crap they've got this time, okay, go for it. You know, they've got this Palestinian flag that they recognize, the rest of the world doesn't. And so they took this down. And a bunch of frat boys from a fraternity saw this and said, oh, hell no. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that you don't mess with. Well, actually, there's two good groups. You don't mess with conservatives in the South, and you don't mess with conservatives in the Midwest. Okay? Considering that's recruiting ground for the military. The majority of the military comes from the South and the Southwest or the Midwest. You don't find a whole bunch of guys joining the military from Vermont. Okay? Just saying. You know, most of them are Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, you know, the Plains, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Tennessee, Florida. That's where the men of this country live for the most part. So they took this task to hand, the frat boys, and protected the flag, A, from touching the ground, okay, but B, stood there and took the Palestinian flag down and got the U.S. flag back up. All while these protesters were throwing rocks, bottles, water, everything at them. Good for these guys. Those are the future leaders of this country, not the protesters. The protesters are the future leaders of Cuba and North Korea. This country will be taken care of by patriots. I know I dog Zoomers a lot, most of the time with a lot of good reason, because 90+% of the Zoomers are, walking case studies for why abortion should be legal. But we have good ones, and these kids are an example of that. It's funny, somebody put up a GoFundMe for these guys to thank them. Throw them one hell of a party, right? It's going to be one hell of a party because as of this morning, it's raised $265,000. It's a lot of freaking beer, guys. So all this tells us is that the left is weak, which we all knew, okay? They're all talk, no action. And we can take care of them easily if we just want to, if we have the cojones to do it. Because these little soy boys and pansy asses are an afterthought for most people. It's like, oh, they can be loud, they can be rude, but just like anything else, when it comes time and they're called to the mat, they, oh, you're racist, or oh, you're an Islamophobe, or whatever. They're good at name calling. That's it. Okay. Something I found really funny. There was actually a point yesterday where the protesters and the counter-protesters agreed on something. It was really fun. It was both sides of the street, with police barriers in between them, chanting back and forth to each other. The funny part is, both sides were screaming FJB. Okay? So, here's the other pro we get coming out of this. Even the radical, I can't call them militant, the radical dildo using soy boys even think that the potato in chief is an incompetent buffoon. That's good, okay? They'll still go back to their liberal ideas, their belief in Marxism. They're all screaming, that the only, what was it, somebody said, the only way that we can ever solve the problems in the United States is have a holy war, if you will, intifada, and we need to do that so we can get to a socialist state. Brother, I'm telling you something right now. You will never, ever see a socialist state in the United States, because the conservative side that likes this constitutional republic, that loves this country, will bury you before you ever get close to your dreams. Have a good one, gang. Pinball out.